What's going on? This is Afi Kingdom from the Afi Kingdom podcast. I got a special guest, and we're going to talk about just the dating dynamics, relationships, and content. So I'm going to bring my guest on. Let me introduce himself. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. You know, I came across your content, and I liked the game you were given and the real rawness of it, and then also just the transparency of it, because you know the social media thing is an animal. So let me ask you first: how long have you been creating content?
So I've been creating content on and off. I mean, as far as like it comes to like IG is concerned and TikTok and so forth for a few years, but it's just been sparingly. I really didn't fully immerse myself in it and be intentional about it probably until like the end of October of last year.
And what changed? What changed your view on why you wanted to do that?
I needed to challenge myself. I was too complacent with social media. I was just going on it just to fool around and to, just do leisurely things. But I know there's a big opportunity to monetize it, to make it work for you. And ultimately, I wanted to challenge myself to be consistent. And so I started posting. I said, I'm going to post something every day. I said, I don't care what it is. I'm going to just post something every day. I knew it was going to be in terms of like relationship or whatever, but I just challenged myself every single day, have not missed a day of posting since the end of October, and it's starting to reward majorly.
Cool. And how is that? How long did it take for everything to start picking up for you? Because I know now, since Kevin Samuels passed away, rest in peace, just thinks they can pick up a mic and just do it.
Yeah.
So what's like your inspiration? Do you have a goal of like, I want to get this big, or I want to get this much amount of money, or are you just like doing it just in general?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't have a goal when it comes to money. My biggest thing was I wanted to be intentional about giving the information out, even if it's just helping a couple of people. That means that I'm doing something to contribute to, positivity in the world. There's social media, as we know, has a lot of negativity. And I know I didn't want to be a part of that. I wanted to do something different. So, my goal, I guess you would say, would be to just spread love. My wife and I have a brand. It's called Chameleon Love, and I was telling you about it. And basically, Chameleon Love is about loving your partner as they change and learning how to adapt to the way they need to be loved versus the way you need to be loved. And so many of us, we love people how we want to be loved, but we don't actually take the time to learn how they need to be loved. And so I was like, okay, my wife and I have been married over a decade, been together about 13 years, and we have 3 beautiful sons together. And another thing I wanted to do was to leave some type of legacy for my children. I got to teach these boys how to be black men in this world, which is a very tough job. And I take it serious. I take being married serious. I wake up every single day and I choose to be in love with her. I choose, to honor my vows. I choose to be a dad. I choose all these things. We all have choices. And so, I was like, with the content, let me just put some stuff out there that I believe in. Some of the stuff that I post, I may not necessarily believe in, but I think it gets a good conversation going.
Man, that's a good point. Maybe you can even help me out too, because I say this, and I wrote it in one of my books. You know what? I send you one of my books too. My books are pretty popular. I have them from fiction, nonfiction. I got children's books and different things. But the latest book that I wrote was kind of like inspired from the 48 Laws of Power, but on content. So basically, it's so you want to be a content creator. So it's like 48 laws of shit that we're not taught. Like, for instance, one of the laws is your family and your friends ain't going to be your biggest supporters. Now, there are some exceptions.
That's true.
But for the most part, that was like a very pitfall, because I'm thinking that people are going to be gung-ho about the shit that I'm thinking, and it don't work that way. So it's just thinking that. And another thing about it that I put on there is dating, bro. Like, it's hard to date with content, for me at least. With women who don't do content, they don't understand. Like you just said, and I'm glad you said that. Like, I don't really believe in it, but it's going to get me some engagement. And they don't understand the line. So like before I started doing YouTube 5 years ago, my shit was on tight. And then since I started, you get social status, and you're somewhat of an entertainer, bro, and you have to put things out there to get, sometimes you gotta sell a fantasy a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so I can say some shit like, let's say I make a video about dating single moms. Don't date single moms. My girl has kids. She's all uptight. Why did you say that?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna get me some engagement and views because it's controversial, bro. Take yourself out of it. Like it's no. Why you want to? This is not made for you. This is made to garner. You know what I mean? To the views and shares builds the brand. Once you build the brand, then you can put it like this. Kevin Samuels, his brand was so big, he could have came out with his own shit. So, but that all comes from the clout and you can have an idea, but the social status makes it reality. You know what I mean? Like I got waves and shit. So now I can just have waves. Now, if I have 1 million followers, I can have wave caps and people will actually buy it just because.
There you go.
So it's like they don't see the bigger picture. So like, how do you balance like dating and just knowing that, okay, you and your wife, but then as you grow, I got a guy, his name is BFG. He makes satire content and he's married. He lets it know that he's married, but then he does like kind of toxic kind of things. But him and his wife have that relationship, but it's not always that smooth. And me, I don't know how old you are, but I'm in my 40s. So the social media and clout is kind of a new thing for me. Like there was no such thing as this 15 years ago. Remember Instagram, you either have to be a rapper, a singer, a dancer. You couldn't just pick up your phone, drop a couple of little things and actually become famous from it.
Yeah.
Or actually be seen by a director and be like, yeah, that guy's funny. I want to put. So people don't understand sometimes the bigger picture and where it can take you. Like it's a real thing.
Yeah, and that's the understanding that me and my wife have too. It's like, I had to set the expectation with her, and I told her, I said, hey, listen, I'm probably going to be on my phone more. It's not just because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm looking for content. Like now, the majority of the time I spend on Instagram and TikTok and all, I'm looking for content. And so I'm either looking for content or I'm looking for ideas so I can make content. And she understands that and she respects that. And I try to create pockets of time to where I can just go ahead. I know like I'm gonna have about 30 minutes. Let me just go ahead. I got some downtime. She's not around. Maybe she's doing something or the kids are at school or whatever. Let me just go ahead and knock out, see if I can find some content and knock some stuff out. In the mornings is usually my best time. I drop my kids off at school every single morning. I come back home before I go upstairs because I work from home. So before I go upstairs to, get ready for work or whatever, to check emails and stuff, I go ahead and create some content ASAP. Like I just got into a ritual of doing that and creating that content. And now it's like, if I miss those times in the morning, I'm kind of upset at myself. I'm like, dang man, like I ain't get to make my content. But it's just all about being intentional with it. And like you said, I'm in my 30s. I'm in my late 30s, and I've been on Facebook since it first started when I was in college, and the whole MySpace days and all that stuff, and then leading into Instagram. But like I said, I didn't really get serious about it until the end of October of last year, and I haven't missed a day, and it really didn't pick up for me. I know you had asked the question, like, when did it kind of pick up? February is when it picked up. Like towards the end of February, I had 1,300 followers. I'm at almost 25,000 right now since the end of February. But I took all of November, all of December, all of January, and almost all of February before it even started to take off anywhere. I still kept posting. Like, I was like, no, I'm not gonna miss a day. I don't care if it got 2 likes. Let me just keep posting, And then eventually one video took off and it got like 50,000 views. And then slowly it started ticking from there. And then another video picked up. And then I just recently had a video that just exploded. It got like over 4 million views that I did. And I went up like 10,000 in a week, 10,000 followers in a week. And it was just like, whoa,
My brother, it's crazy. Like, so I've been, even me, like my main podcast is YouTube, but that's just where I started. Because when I started YouTube 5 years ago, Instagram was really literally for pics. There was no content creator. It was just your pics, and then the famous people you wanted to see they.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Until TikTok came out, but I'm trending right now on Instagram, and it's crazy. Like I've had you know, reels hit 50, 60,000 and shit like that, and I think my biggest one on YouTube is 50,000, which I'm proud of that one too, because I got a lot of collaborations. So I'm in the man space, so like a lot of the popular guys, you know, Sterling Cooper, he got over 100,000, Jay Fowler, AM Alpha Male Strategies, you know, listen to all these dating guys. So I interviewed those guys and I got good views on them. So I'm happy that my biggest video is me talking my shit for 30 minutes, so people can't be like, "Oh, that's only because you had."
Yep. And that's what I'm trying to get into. Like with creating more content where I'm putting myself out there, and you know, it's cool to have a million or so views on somebody else's content that's on my platform. But one of my biggest goals, going back to your question with goals, that actually is a goal of mine, is to have one of my videos to actually start trending and stuff. So yeah. Kudos to you for that.
For me, this shit happened on Wednesday. So it's just weird. I talked to my bro about it. Like, we put all our thoughts, ideas, let me think of some triggering, or what kind of music, all this shit that we do. And then sometimes stuff just picks up. So bro, I had a meme pick up. I dropped this meme on May 15th. So I dropped the meme. It maxed out at like 700 views. That's, you know, regular. I mean, not views, likes, views, whatever, off the likes. And then all of a sudden on Wednesday, bro, dude, my shit at 1.3 right now, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's weird that every single time I pick up my phone right now, if I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the bath, it's constant engagement. Like it's my bro, like, cause I've had, like, usually, like, you know, when especially for YouTube, you drop a video, you kind of see where it's gonna go within those first couple of days. Like, oh, okay, it's dying down. This shit is like nonstop. Then I got 3 trending right now, but one is only in the millions. But it's just like, wow, like, and then I'm starting to get famous people like Sugar Free. Everybody know I'm from the Bay Area, Oakland, you know, and shit like that. So Sugar Free is one of my. I don't like him because he's famous. I like him because he's a part of my childhood. Yeah. Now he's popping up in my comments and shit, and I'm like, damn, this is what the clout shit is, bro. Well, you got, and then they come to you. So even it's fun talking to you about it, because it's like, if you would have talked to me 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't be able to say this. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing.
You, and it's just like,
the crazy thing is the video that I got out now that got about 4 million views. Is one on Instagram, and the lady in the video actually reached out to me, and it's from a TV show that's on like TLC or something like that, and she reached out to me. You know what I'm talking about? So she was just explaining. We was kind of conversing back and forth through DMs, and she was just explaining to me like how the idea came about. Like, you know, it is a real thing, but she was also clarifying some of the information as well. And so I was just like, first of all, for even to garner her attention, for her to reach out to me, and then I started just having people reach out to me, like you reached out. There was a couple of other people that reached out in terms of like advice. Some other people reached out in terms of like promotions. I'm just like you say, if this was 2-3 weeks ago, you know.
and I dropped a comment on that saying it makes me sick. That wasn't no shade to you. Everybody knows.
No, I didn't take that shade.
I'm just pro man.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Call it what y'all want. I don't give a fuck what y'all say and think. To me, a man is a man, bro. And I don't like seeing the woman in the man position. Like, what the hell kind of dudes are y'all letting her dictate? Oh man, I'm jealous. And what the hell, bro? Like,
yeah, I couldn't do that shit. But as she was explaining to me, they're in an open marriage, so they have the freedom to do whatever they want to do and date who they want to date and stuff like that. She was like, the show doesn't explain that. I'm like, either way, they got them out there looking crazy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's like multiple ones. Like, I can't imagine me being one of those 3. Like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Right. Like, hold on, like, damn, I didn't have me a bottle of Moet. I'm feeling kind of freaky. Oh damn, my girl in there with her other boy. What the hell?
What, man? I'm not fucking up, man. I ain't shit.
I want to disrespect. What? No.
Yeah. Nah. I ain't sharing nothing. I told my wife, I was like, yo, look, if you ever got that idea, you cancel that shit. I ain't sharing nothing, man. That's just how I am.
And it just it like it's like it ain't even the fact like you can you know how they do their sex, whether they're all in the same bed, one on one. I don't know, but you could just see that she was the dominant one.
Yeah.
For real. It wasn't even like man and woman, like you know how people have swingers. So it's like even so if I'm a dude and we're swingers, I'm still like the dude, but then on Saturday nights we just go do our freaky shit on the low.
Right.
And maybe swap out whatever, but it was like she was the dude and they were the women.
And
like,
that's the attitude. I don't.
Attitude's like, man, who is he? Like, what the hell?
I said the same thing. It was just looking real weak to me. I ain't no weak man. I'm a man's type of man. But at the same time, I'm looking like, how could they even accept this? Like to actually be lined up there, and she looked like she's just like the most excited she's ever been in her life. She popping her collar, she, you know what I'm saying, she doing her thing, and they sitting there looking like,
yeah, like that's funny, like attitude, like a woman, like they sitting there with attitudes.
There you go.
With each other, not even like one dude, and then you bring in the other dude. It's two dudes with the attitude. Like what the hell is this? Like yo, how y'all don't boss up? Like I don't. It's just weird to watch.
Man, they had him on there looking real suspect. They had him on there looking real suspect. I was just like, hell nah, couldn't be me.
Yeah, each his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let's give some tips, man, for like some relationships. So,
for sure.
Like, how did you and your wife meet?
So my wife and I met when we started working together. Now, I always tell this story because we always pride ourselves on being transparent. When I met her, we started at work together, so we was in the same training class. She had a boyfriend, and at the time I was young. I was like 23. She was 23. I didn't care. So you know what I'm saying. We started hanging out. We did our thing. She ended up they ended up breaking up or whatever at one point in time, and so we started hanging out more. We started dating, and eventually it got serious. But we met in Charlotte, North Carolina, back in 2009, working for Wells Fargo. Well, it was Wachovia then, but Wells Fargo now.
My last girlfriend was that's another thing too. So by trade, I'm a teacher, bro.
Okay.
So that's my style. Is very because that's what the hell I do.
Yeah.
So my last relationship I was in was a coworker, and I had got to explain to guys like, dude, it's not the fact that I'm going to work and it's like, ooh, new booty at work. No, bro, it don't work like that. I'm in a position where I'm working around 75% women, or you can even go to 80, 85.
Me too.
And we see each other every day, and we automatically got shit in common. How do I know that? Because we there.
Facts.
So it's more of that. It ain't just like, ooh, man, nah, bro. Just like sometimes you peak. Like even it could be a hot day and the kids could act crazy and shit, right? Say we're at recess.
Mm-hmm.
I could just be like, oh my God. And I can look at her and we both know what each other is feeling.
You understand? Yeah.
You know, that's how come even dating, like, you know, for me, ideally, like dating a content creator would be the easiest situation because they get, and I have dated a content creator before too. And it's like when I tell her I got a consultation, she knows what that means. It ain't, 20 or 40 or whatever. Or if I say I'm editing videos, she know what that means. She know that means, okay, tap me back later, not call me back in 20 minutes. You finished? Even if I'm flirting or some shit, it's dude, it's like, even for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it, but I do it. So since I have a man space, it's not so I'm not Derek Jackson. I'm not preaching to the women. So I got to be a little in the medium with them to let them know that my environment is safe.
Yeah.
You know, sure. I'm a dude, but I'm not gonna cook you and shit. And sometimes women come over, even like sometimes when I interview a woman, right? Sometimes when I approach them, they're a little reluctant because they're used to men debating women online all the time. And it's like, no, bro, I just want to talk to you. Like this, I don't on there to be like, what's the six figures? Or like, would you date a rich man? Or like, that's not my angle with this.
Yeah.
was blowing up, so they assume that every time a man contacts them, it's going to be that type of dynamic. No, I want to hear how you feel, what you think. It's not about this or this or this and this.
Now, you know what? I want to touch on something. I want to go back and touch on something that you said about dating somebody in the space that you're in. So like you say you date a content creator, they know what, hey, when I say I got a consultation or whatever, you ain't got to go into depth and explanation. They already understand that. I think that's why a lot of you get like a lot of movie stars dating movie stars, and artists dating artists and stuff like that, because they understand the schedule, they understand the regiment, they understand the work that goes into it, they understand the lack of time that you may have. They understand that. So it's easy for an artist to date an artist. It's easy for a content creator to date a content creator. Or like you say, if somebody's at work, like we worked in the banking industry. So we understood what it was because our schedule was all messed up. We understood the bullshit that some of the customers call in talking about, and it was just easy to relate. And so based off of that, we built a relationship, and our relationship then started to grow. It went from, hanging out at lunch in the cafeteria to going out for drinks after work or going out for food after work. And that went from doing that to, hey, let's go bowling. And then it grew, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? I was actually sad, man. I had a decent chick, bro, for some time. It wasn't super exclusive. I'm not even gonna cap, but it was. We had our vibe, and it was cool. And I talked about that in the book I referenced. So I would teach, do my little personal stuff, but we would have our set times to do stuff.
Yeah.
And weekends, we do our thing. So once I started doing this, she was all gun-ho at first. But then when it became real and when it became more important to her, not necessarily me saying that to her, but her feeling like that. When we say we were supposed to go miniature golfing on Sunday, and I'd be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I got a consultation, so I can't do it. Why? Well, because if I'm going out with you, we gonna eat, we playing golf, that's $200. Or I can make this $250 for talking to this cat for 30 minutes. Right. Sorry, baby. So, but see, we didn't have those type of engagements, interactions before I started doing the content. Before the content, it was, and then it became, oh, this girl, it seemed like you trying to sleep with her. Oh, you was extra into her, and it's like, bro.
But see, you know what though? That part right there, that ain't even you. That's her own insecurities that she got from probably another man that you ain't even got nothing to do with. But she's bringing those insecurities into y'all time together. I won't even call it a relationship. Y'all time together, and it's making you feel like kind of bad. You like, shit, I'm not here trying to get this money. Like, I'm not. If I had the opportunity to make $250 or to spend $250, I'm gonna go make this $250. And if it would seem like she would understand that. Like, okay, my man out there getting money, my guy out there getting money. Like, we can push the date back later, or we can go tomorrow or whatever. Like, there's options. There's always other options. Sometimes people, and I'm not trying to sound misogynistic or anything like that, but sometimes women seem like there's only one option. Like, you can only do it this way. You can't. No, like if we say we're gonna go out at 2, and I say, hey babe, I got a consultation that popped up at 2. Let's push it back to 5 or 6. Like, it's not saying I don't want to go out on a date. It's saying that I got an opportunity to make some money right now and further my brand, which is you're gonna benefit from if you stay around. You're gonna benefit from it. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. We'll go out later.
You know the funny thing, and shout out to AV, he taught me this. It was a hack. We were just having, we had a conversation about it. He was just like, you know what, bro? Women, because I was frustrated. I'd be like, bro, how come she can't see the bigger picture, bro? And he was just like, you know what? I feel her needs are bigger than your dreams. And once I come to all of that, yeah, that's a code. And I'm like,
whoa, that's cold.
Oh, it makes sense, because it's just like, damn, bro, like, it's because and it's perfect example. Let's go back to the golf day. Okay. Let's say I canceled the golf, I fucked up. Let's say I canceled the consultation to take you on the golf date. Now you're happy, right? But guess what? I'm not fucking happy. So it ain't. So that's why I don't be understanding. But like I just said, her needs, if she want to go and she want to be seen with daddy, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not even getting me for real, because now I got a lightweight attitude, even though we're technically there.
Yep.
Mentally it's off, but
I'm there physically, but mentally, I'm like, why the fuck am I here? Like, why Why wouldn't she want me to go get this money? Like you asking yourself all these questions, and you not even mentally present on the date. Your body's there, but you don't want to be there because you upset with her because she didn't understand that. Hey, let me get this money and then we can go. I'm not saying we can't go. I'm just saying push it back 2 hours.
Yep. But you know what the crazy thing is? They rather me go and have an attitude than not go. They want to take the pictures and post the pictures,
which is crazy.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm older, bro. I was talking to my lady. She did that like, and she was getting mad. I was asking her. She was talking about following back, and I'm like, I don't understand like why that matters to you so much. Like, okay, like why do I need to follow you if I can talk to you whenever I want? I don't need to see your post. I can just look at you in real life. And if I want to see what you're doing, you can just show me. I don't know. So it's just weird how, people look at social media as like it's a real thing. And it's just, this is like a networking thing for me.
Absolutely.
This when girls be like, King, you the finest one on YouTube. I say thank you, but I don't be like, ooh, yeah, I bet day my day, like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you watch me on your TV every time I stream, so obviously a thing for me because that's what people don't realize. They watch this shit, they be watching it on TV. So our brains, it's like this, like even like the YouTube promotions, right? You can have people do the little commercials for their channels or product. Mm-hmm. You see that commercial on YouTube so much. In your mind, they're almost a celebrity because you see them on TV all the time.
It's programming. That's why it's called TV programming. It's programming. When you see something so many different times, you're like, okay, like maybe I do need this product. Maybe I do need to watch this video. Maybe I do need this service because you've seen it now 20 times in a row, and it's starting to look good. It's starting to look like, let me see what this is about. I haven't seen it so many times. Let me see what this is about. Like if somebody scrolled past your video because people done shared it 30,000 times, at some point in time, you're going to be like, man, let me see what this guy talking about, man. And then that's how you get in. You're like, oh, okay, I like what he's talking about. It's that, and it's with my wife, I don't tell her to like my post or share my post. She do it off of principle. She do it just because she like, I support my man. I'm a share it. I'm a like it. I'm a comment. I'm a do whatever because if he win, I win. We're a team. If I lose, she lose. If I win, she win. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. And sometimes men and women don't get that concept of we are a team. So if I'm playing basketball, if me and you on the same team on basketball and I get off, I got 40 points, I got 10 rebounds, whatever. But we lose the game. It don't matter I have 40 points. We still got an L on our record. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we lose that sight. We lose that idea of this is a team. So I need you to support me. Like I shouldn't have to ask you. Like that should be something it should go without being said. Sometimes what's understood ain't got to be explained. So anything my wife put up, I'm supporting it. I'm liking it, whatever. Now, if it's something crazy, I'm gonna talk to her on the side. I'm gonna pull her to the side, and be like, yo, that was a little crazy, whatever. And she like, oh well, I don't really agree with it. I just put it up because blah blah blah. Cool, I understand. You know what I'm saying? That's the open communication that we have on.
Let's get these players like maybe 3 tips on finding a good woman, because I know you see the space and the stuff where all the men are thinking all the women are for the streets and things of this nature and all that. So what are some qualities that you think that men should be looking for when they're trying to find their partner?
Man, I think the first thing is, how does she carry herself? Like, what does she look like? What does she act like? That plays a big part to me. If she has to be dressed to the nines every time y'all go out, every time you see her, she got, face full of makeup. She always got her lashes and her wig on. She always got heels on. She always got a dress every single time. She's most likely going to be high maintenance. You got to decide if you want to deal with this high maintenance of a woman. Now, if that's what you prefer, it's what you prefer. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong thing, but you gotta look at that part of it. How does she speak to you? Is she like masculine, like, yeah, my nigga, da 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 da? Like, I don't. Whoa. I'm not into men. I don't want to date a man. I don't want to date masculine energy. And I don't even want to date it. So you gotta look at like how to, when you pose certain questions to her, and don't ask just a closed-ended question. Ask open-ended questions. Make her think a little bit. See how her intellect is. I think digging into that intellect will help tell you a lot about who she is. Just asking her things on different topics. I mean, something that maybe you wouldn't normally talk about. Like ask her view on a certain policy that's getting ready to be passed, or maybe sports or travel or whatever. Just ask her certain questions, because how she answers it and the tone in which she answers it is also going to tell you a lot about her. And I think the third thing is, when you go out on your first outing, your first date, right? Don't even make it a date. Like, meet her at a park. You know what I'm saying? Walk and talk. Because a lot of times when you go out on a date, you go to a restaurant, it's kind of loud. You go to bowling, it's loud. You're not really locked in on being able to see what she's about or to see what he's about. So when you go out on go out in the park. Like, just take a walk, have some ice cream or something like that in the daytime. Make it like super informal, where it would be weird for her to have a dress and heels and a fresh face of makeup and all that stuff on, because you're in the park. It's hot. It's hot. I'm in Georgia. It's hot as hell in Georgia. 85, 86 degrees out. You got on sneakers. You might have on some shorts and a shirt or whatever, and you just chilling. She might have on some, shorts or a shirt or whatever, and sneakers as well. And you just kind of just talking to her, get her out of the normal environment. Those would be my 3 tips when you're first initiating, seeing where it could possibly go.
I got another question. Let me add some context for it. So what do you think, and I'll say what I think. What do you think, well, let me say what I think first, about where people go wrong in relationships. So I'm going to say one thing, and this is for a man, this is from a man's perspective, and this is for me, my own personal liking, and just from me coaching thousands of men for the past 5 years, and women too, but is the number one trait that men are care about from what I see is accountability. Like, women, you can be, you can have 6 figures, you can have Louis red bottoms, but a woman that's accountable, I think, is like the number one turn on, because you can build off of that. Like, you can have all this other shit, but if every time something goes wrong, instead of just sometimes I understand that the easiest thing is just to say sorry, but you want to say everything else but that. The sun had a reindeer that went by at 6, so I was thinking that it's everything, but it's just 2 words sometimes.
Yeah.
You tell me 50 words and shit, you wonder why I'm tripping, because I'm just waiting the whole time. And now instead of you just starting off leading with the story, or hey, I see why you feel like that, because I did this. Now, throughout the duration of conversation, other shit then came up. Now we arguing about 5 other things when you could have just nipped it in the bud.
Yeah.
So, like, where do you think, like, people, and then one more thing too. So I feel like, so that part, but I really feel like in relationships, the number one downfall is people, they're scared to grow with the person. It's like they like you, and then they see this final version that you could be, and they want you to be that. They don't want to grow with you. They want you, like say you used to have long dreads, right? So a woman is into you, and she's just like, you know what I mean? I just really got a thing for, when I was young, this guy raped me and he had dreads. So it really makes me feel uncomfortable with you having long hair. So then, okay, well, when you fall in love with this woman, maybe you want to cut your hair.
Yeah.
To appease her. But what I'm saying is that don't mean you gonna go do it just because she said that either. Like, you gotta sign up to evolve. Like, if I got a woman and, like, say she likes to drink Hennessy, I can tell her, hey, I don't like women that drink Hennessy. But if she's 45 years old and she's been drinking Hennessy all her life, I don't necessarily now if she falls through, good. That means I'm her best option. That's how she sees me as. I don't expect her to just go cold turkey and just, okay, tomorrow, just nothing. Like, what insert would ever happen if I gotta have playing pool on Sundays till 3 a.m. Okay, you don't like it. Okay, eventually I may stop it, but that don't mean it's gonna stop because you said it. Okay, right. Now no more. Like, no, they're habits, and you got to be willing to grow with the person. You can't expect somebody just to, they have a habit of doing this, and since you acknowledge it, oh, I like you, baby, so it's over. Yeah. I smoke cigarettes, so you may not like it, and I got to work on it. I can't just be like, you know what, baby, start. I mean, some cats maybe can, but that's another conversation. But just, you know what? Okay, starting 6 a.m. No more. Like, yeah, ideally, yeah, but sometimes you don't stick in it long enough to figure out what the possibility could be.
Well, see, a lot of times that's because we don't give people enough grace. Like we don't give, our significant others enough grace, and that's essentially what you're doing. You're giving them grace and a space to make mistakes. We don't grow unless we know what mistakes not to make. And so we have to be able to have that space and that grace to be able to make those mistakes, to get something wrong and be like, oh, okay, I know I can't do it like this again. And you're going to grow from that. And like you say, a lot of people just want the end product. They want, especially a lot of people these days, I don't want to say this generation, more people these days want the microwave relationship. They want meet, fall in love, get married, have kids, just like that. And it's like, bro, that might take 6, 7, 8 years for all of that to happen. And are you willing to take those steps? Because you got to have each steps. But in order to have the first step, going all the way back to your first question, in order to have that first step, you have to have a solid foundation. And foundation comes with you setting principles, you setting boundaries, you setting tolerance levels of what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate. And a lot of times people build they try to build a structure, but they're building from unhealed places. So you got one unhealed place, nobody's going to therapy, you still working on that past trauma, that abuse that you dealt with your guy, that infidelity that you dealt with your wife, with your previous wife or whatever. Now you bringing all of that brokenness into this relationship, and you're trying to build a foundation on faulty, unhealthy, unhealed places. And it's never, I would say it's never going to work. It can work, but boy, it's going to be a lot of work too. And so setting that solid foundation is what Jen, my wife's name is Jen. What Jen and I did was, she set a boundary, and I'm gonna tell you what it did. It actually showed me a different side to her, and it made me actually want to marry her, because she was like, look, we had got engaged. We had about 1.5 year engagement before we got married. And she said, I want us to go to couples counseling. And I was like, couples counseling? I was like, man, I don't go to no couples counseling. I don't need that. She said, no, we need to go to couples counseling. We need to go to therapy. If we don't go to premarital counseling, we can go ahead and call this wedding off. She said, but we need to set some solid foundational rules and guidelines with this relationship so we can build a sturdy structure. And I was like, okay. So I reluctantly went, but it ended up being the best thing for us because I learned so much, and it's allowed us to have the building blocks that we need now to continue to build our relationship and build our family, break those generational curses, do things differently than what we saw when we were growing up. And I don't know if we would have made it had we not gone to premarital counseling at first. And I respect her so much for seeing that and for wanting to do something different from how we were raised in environments we were raised in. You know, both of us come from broken homes, domestic violence type of homes. And so we didn't want that for our relationship. We didn't want that for our family. That's one thing that we always agreed upon. But she actually wanted to do the work to separate ourselves from that. And so I recognized that at a young age. We were 28 when we got married. No, we were 27 when we got married. So at 25, she's like, hey, we need to go to premarital counseling. So when we did it, like I say, it was the best thing that we could have did because I learned so much, and it gave me so much confidence in who I am and who I can be, and both of our desires and our end goal in this relationship, in this life. And a lot of times people look at marriage as the end goal, and I'm like, that's the beginning. Like, there's so much more to cover. You know what I'm saying? You get married, it take 30 minutes to get married for the ceremony and 2 hours for the reception. You get 2.5, 3 hours. But you got 40, 50 years, you know what I'm saying, Lord willing, to live out your dream, live out your life, live out your fantasies, to build and so forth. So that's a big piece that people miss, man. It's just solidifying that foundation. You can't build a house without the foundation. Like if your shit cracked and it's not sturdy, your house is going to shift, it's going to fall, something's going to happen, and he's not going to pass inspection. It's the same thing in a relationship.
And also, I think accepting people's past, like even for me, bro, relationships are hard for me. Having a rotation is easy because I can deal with multiple women in small increments forever.
Why do you think relationships hard for you?
I tell you, because of the compromise and stuff. Like even me, I've been in relationships where I had open relationships. I've been in relationships when I had multiple girlfriends. I'm not even talking about the poly thing because that wasn't even a thing. That was more of a hotep kind of cat thing at first. It wasn't like regular dudes didn't aspire to have that. Before the internet made it kind of cool, whatever. And then you can get clout off of it. You can just become famous, you know. So it's worth sharing a man for a woman if she could get a clout after. You know what I mean? So it's a different ball game. But for me, it's the balance of I don't want to say the rules, but just when you're single, a lot of times, like if I want to go to Miami for the weekend, I'm not used to like running that by you and shit like that, or feeling consequence. Like, okay, you know, people obviously I'm single or a man or a relation. I'm a man. I can do what I want to do, but then it's like, okay, I can go to this Miami trip, but two things gonna happen: A, she gonna have an attitude, or B, she gonna be like, well, I'm about to do this now too. So I'm just used to just like doing stuff without having an answer. So it's sometimes like little stuff like just being questioned and stuff, it'd be weird. Like, you know, when so if I'm in a relationship, so if I'm dating and a woman called me and I answer the call, I don't answer the call. Let's say I take a day to call her back. I'm like, hey, baby, I was just in the mix. Oh, baby, that's cool. I miss you. But see, when it's my girlfriend, she'll even, why you didn't answer the phone? Like, it just starts different, that entitlement. It's not even the women I date, like they think that they feel like, oh, it's just because, I can't settle down because I can't keep it keep it out of my pants. Like, no, it ain't even that. I'm just used to like even relationships, like women let me do stuff. Like I can I can go MIA for 2 or 3 days and she's stripping, and then here, get some flowers, let's fuck. And then it's like baby boy, like, you know that, like that kind of shit. Like you have it and then we sex and then it's over. You know what I mean? So I'm not used to the consequences and shit of things. Like, okay.
So let me ask you a question with that. That's good you said that. So let me ask you a question about, so the women that you have met that were like the latter part, you said that, you know, if you go missing for a couple of days or whatever, you come back, you know what I'm saying, you give her flowers, you woo her, and you good. It ain't no follow-ups behind it. How come those relationships didn't work out for you? Or you didn't enter in those type of relationships?
Because of me. Because I'm the actual originator of toxic, not future niggas. That's me. I'm the made it. I was driving and starting arguments with women and kicking them out on the freeway.
Yeah.
In the 2000s, there wasn't no Ubers to pick their ass up. I'm just transparent. I used to be getting off on power, bro. My shit wasn't more about how many I could have. It was more about the influence that I had. Like when I was younger and shit, I had women catch cases for me for like doing fucking credit card shit. And they actually go to jail, still fuck with me. So then when I got a girlfriend and she's like, you didn't call me back. It's like weird to me. Like, call you back. Like, man.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, this ain't no major shit. Like, you know, go to jail or do some, let me like do some for real shit. Let me have sex with your sister. Now we arguing. Now I feel bad about it. And I want to do better. I don't want to do better because I took an hour to call you back. Like, that's just, you know, so it just be like the minimal type of things, or, oh, you know, what's this or what's that, or you going to Colombia. Like, why is it like, why I just can't go to Colombia and then you just be like, baby, did you have a good time? Why I gotta be
Yeah.
Why would I go to certain places? You want to feel the need to call me more, like that can actually stop. It can't stop it. It don't matter if you call me 2 times or 22 times. If I want to.
Remember, insecurity. That's all it is. They just insecure. They insecure. They like the way you move. Obviously, they spend their time with you. So, of course, they have to like something about you, right? But when that insecurity started creeping in, just going back, man, what I said, that insecurity started to creep in, and they holding you hostage for somebody else's actions. Like that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, man. We're always put in positions to fix other people's fucking bullshit.
That's why sometimes you just gotta recognize that shit for what it is and be like, I'm good.
But I will tell you this though, I'll be 50 in a few years. So I know I look good. I'm an old cat. So I'm even trying to figure out like what, like I said about the growing part, like before I started doing YouTube, my goal was to be a principal. Now I don't want to do none of this shit. I want to write books. I published 35 books.
Nice.
In 4 years, all John.
Salute to you on that, brother.
Bro, and I'll hook you up too. Just make sure remind me. But I want to write books. I want to do personal speaking, travel, and motivate people. On some Tony Robbins shit, bro. Just with a little sauce to it. So but then if I was dating a woman before this, then she'd have been like, "Well, what happened?" Well, I don't know, baby. I changed my mind. I didn't string you. I didn't waste your fucking time. I didn't string you along. No, experience made me look at shit differently. Just like for me, for me, what made me take YouTube, because even when I was doing YouTube, I didn't take it serious because I was looking at it like, unless you were like Logan Paul or somebody like that, you wouldn't make it. So that's how I looked at it until I had a cat. He does high ticket courses. So out here in Cali, like around the start is 120 you can get, you know what I mean? All educators ain't broke, depending on where you live. That's another thing. But he showed me that he busts down 120 in 7 days.
Damn.
Yeah, you got some shit, and it costs $700 each. You do a couple of the, a couple hundred of those, you up.
You up, yeah.
So I was just like, wait a minute.
Damn.
This nigga do the same shit that I do. I don't think he got more game than me or better talking points or charisma, none of it. So I can put a couple of years and get this 120 guaranteed, or I could put a couple of years and like doing YouTube and you meet cats. I know cats who make like $50,000 a month doing it. So it's hard not to get into it when you know the potential of it. And that goes back to the even dating the it's like single people will watch this and we're laughing and shit, and it's a good time, but they don't know the thoughts behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks easy when all you're doing is looking at it. You know what I mean? I could interview a woman and you watch it for 30 minutes, you just think it's chill. But in my mind, I'd be like, okay, I gotta get into her background, I gotta get this, I gotta trigger her a little bit, then we gotta go back, then we gonna come with the Hallmark Family Matters feel good at the end. But you don't know none of that shit. You just looking at it.
Right.
Or certain times you may do some shit just to get introduced to another person. You don't know that though. Why you do that?
You gotta put yourself in position.
Because he know that person.
Facts. I mean, that's the art of networking. Putting yourself in position to meet somebody else that person, y'all may be able to help each other. That person may be able to give you some game that's going to advance your career. Like you said, you spoke with Buddy about a YouTube, and he making $100,000 off of it, or somebody's making $50,000 a month. You like, this person ain't giving no better information than what I'm giving. It's the only thing is they just are more knowledgeable about how to get what they have out to the masses.
And sometimes it's luck too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of it is. Some of it is that one person could just like yours and repost it, and then next thing you know, you got 50,000 subscribers, and you just like, I don't even know where that came from. But just one person that maybe has some clout that gave you a leg up. You know what I'm saying? Just on the strength of they like your material. So yeah, other content creators aren't going to, or non-content creators aren't going to understand that your time is precious And right now, your time is money. So the time that you're spending creating this content, that's with the intention to make money behind it, to make connections behind it, to get yourself out there, to get more notoriety. Like, I don't give a damn about the fame part. Like, you ain't even got to know, I ain't got to be famous. Just give me the money and the impact. I want the impact. I want to impact people, which is what I feel like I'm headed to be doing now is impacting people. It's enough bullshit in this world, and I'm trying to change the narrative at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother. Even like with me writing books, like I wrote a lot of books, but some of my books, I got a series called Conversation with the Mind, Conversation with the Dark Side, Conversation with the Soul. Those sex sacrifices, 4 parts. But it's written to be a movie because when I started studying stuff, I went to film school. I never finished when I was younger. But I've noticed how the game changes now is if you were to sell a script, they're going to change it. They're going to fuck it up anyway. But if you get a popular book that people already expect a certain thing, you can do it better that way. Like movies are made from popular books.
Yeah.
Stick to what the people are expecting or else they're going to be disappointed. But if I just got a script, this 5% is cool, but 95%, oh, you want to sign? And it's I want money, but my vision is gone. So I said, let me write some books in movie kind of format where
that's smart.
I said popular enough. And that's what I'm saying with clout, because even back then, my first consultation was about putting out books because in 2017, 2018, when I came to start looking at, wasn't self-publishing wasn't really a thing. You had to like shop around, get a book deal, like being a rapper and get signed. So figure out I can do this stuff myself. Who I'm waiting on. So now that I'm in this space and I'm talking to like millionaires and guys who whatever, it's like shit. If I meet the right person, I can get my shit made with no money. Or just I can if I get 1 million followers, people will come to me and be like, hey, you funny the motherfucker. You should be in my movie. Well, matter of fact, I already wrote one. But just the clout make them come. And so that's why just living in this social media age is just crazy, bro. Because you could literally, especially like TikTok, like I be thinking to myself, shit, everybody become a goddamn, where do y'all learn these editing skills? Because it's the average.
Man, I know, right?
They be having like real.
Man, they be on all kinds of shit. That shit be looking professional as hell. And I'm like, how the hell they do? I'm looking on my phone. I'm like, where do they go on TikTok to do this? And I'm still trying to figure that part out. Like I still haven't figured TikTok out. That shit is sometimes.
My brother King Drake, he got 1 million something, I think 1.4 million TikTok followers. But it's crazy because this is my friend, and there's people who like Real Housewives of Atlanta and shit like that. People who are on TV every single week, and my friend got a bigger social media presence. As actual people on TV. It's weird to me. You know what I mean?
That shit crazy. Like I've been trying to figure that TikTok algorithm out for 6 months, man. I ain't figured that shit out yet.
The thing I don't like about TikTok though is, and this is from my observation, you can get a banger, but it don't always transition over. Like you can look like this. Like cause especially now, as you probably noticed, they died down a little bit. Remember when the music was very selected, the trending little sound music, and you can, if the music is trending, you can get 1 million views just because it's got the song playing and they put it with all the other songs. So you'll have, there's plenty of videos where it just comes across and I click on it, and then I click on the profile, they might have 2,300 subscribers or something.
Yeah.
But then they got shit that's sitting on millions. So people will look at your shit, but it's weird how people could watch your stuff and still not fuck with you. Like even for instance, like I remember when I started YouTube in 18, let's say I did an interview with O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm gonna automatically, if he got 100,000 at the time, if he got like 100,000, I'm gonna get a lot of subscribers because people listen. But it's weird now because people will. So put it like this: somebody can watch this video, love everything, and agree with everything you say. Man, that guy D was fire, but still don't go the further step to check your shit out more. It's like it's weird to me. Like they'll be like, "That was a good ass podcast." All right, now who else lied?
Yep.
It's weird because for me, if I see you do something good, I want to see more of what you do good. But these people are different now. Like, man, that was fire. Okay, what's next? People, it's weird. Like, how can I listen to somebody for a whole fucking hour, listen to everything, agree with everything, and just be like, all right, that was dope.
I feel you on that, and I go with shit that feed my soul. If I see some content and this shit is I feel like it's feeding my soul in whatever way. It might be funny, like it don't have to be like serious. It might be some funny shit, and I'm like, damn, this dude funny as hell, or this chick right here funny as hell. I'm gonna go ahead and follow her because like I think she's funny, or I think he's funny, or this guy right here he putting out some crazy relationship advice. Just because I give relationship advice doesn't mean I don't follow other people that give relationship advice too. Like, I don't have all the fucking answers. So I want to see other people that they might spin an idea. And I'm like, dang, they right. Like I rock with them. I might hit them up on GP. Like, yo, I like your stuff, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I ain't asking for nothing in return. I'm just saying like, yo, I like what you're doing because I know how that affects me. When I get comments and people be like, yo, I went on your page, like literally I got a comment, I don't know, about 4 or 5 days ago. Dude posted, he was like, I love the content that you post and repost because it gives me one consolidated area to go to find a bunch of different stuff. I'm just like, cool, I appreciate it. Like stuff like that fuels me. Even the people that might throw in hate comments. I don't care about that. Like I'm at the age now where I don't give a shit about what people thinking. Like I'm just putting out to the people that it's supposed to reach. That's who I care about. That's what I care about.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna end off with this and it's funny doing content, bro, because I don't want to sound fucked up, but I didn't know there were this many stupid people, bro. Like because you only usually you know you're a person, you got a job, you got your stores you go to, maybe your bars, you know, you travel these places, so you just see that amount of people. And then when you open up to the world, it's like some people are just really like even like for me, I would suggest following me because I got the fire memes and you might get some inspiration to even remix. I got BFG, he remix my shit all the time. Yeah. Just video format, but it's like I've had people try to correct memes. You'd be like, you stupid ass. You know I'm just posting shit. You know I didn't write the You know what I mean? Like this stupid stuff. Like right now I got one that's popping. And it's Rick Ross. He got the yellow fur on. He's looking like this. And the meme says how guys with no felonies, no kids, and whatever look at people. So basically, it's like a just mockery. Basically, like we don't single. Yeah, you're single. You don't have certain problems. Like right. My baby mama's tripping. Yeah, you don't have I gotta go to the court. So it's a thing. But some people are like, man, that don't even make no sense because Rick Rock got kids himself. You stupid. It's the expression on his face. Like that's,
you're right, man.
It's like with the vampire, elegant, like you peasants. Like that's the whole fucking thing. It doesn't like him. Yeah. The fact you gotta say it is weird though.
Nah, it's true, man. Like I be getting people posting stuff in my comments, man, and I just be looking like. I didn't say what they said. I didn't do what they're doing. I just reposted it. Like, why the hell you mad at me? Shit. Like, yeah, y'all are idiots. Y'all don't understand it. I'm like, okay. Like, you just mad at you ain't even mad at me. You mad at some other shit. Like, so I have to. That's one thing that I'm learning is that I have to separate the people that are idiots from the people that actually want to see and benefit from your content. And
it ain't. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's like, wow, bro, what the dude? You know, I didn't have my YouTube channel deleted, bro, because I'm trying to be nice, bro. And it's bro, it just pissed me off because it's like, you know, I have guests like you and stuff, but when I had a live stream to where I posted the link in the chat, like, okay, some of you guys may not have the 250 to drop on me. And that's fine because some of y'all cats is young, like y'all in high school and shit. So let me do free game Fridays. If y'all got a question, y'all can come up and y'all ain't gotta get no consultation. So I had somebody come up and whip out and YouTube the skin shit. They delete it automatically.
What the fuck?
Shit pissed me off, bro. You know why the reason it really pissed me off? Because it was somebody black. I would love to be like, man, this racist ass skinhead motherfucker. I can't even say that. You know, it's another black guy trying to be fun. Like, dude, I'm not gonna get a restriction. Like, I'm trying to do this for y'all. When this shit happen, I'm gonna lose all of that. That's worth
hell yeah.
And it's just, you know, so it's just like, man, it's just stupid like that. That makes your day fucking my shit up.
That's crazy. But it's just people like that in the world, man. It's just it sucks to say, but it's so many people in this world that don't want to see you win. And I'm like, you don't even know me. Like, why do you not want me to win? And you
I didn't know that, bro. Real quick. I didn't know that, bro. Like, I knew they were haters, but I looked at it more on a personal level. Like, if I live in a complex and I'm doing better than that, or my schoolmates or something like that, I didn't call me naive. I didn't know that there were people who get off on people being failures and shit. Like, I didn't know. Like, on a personal, individual level, yeah, I get that. But like, for me, I could never hate you because I don't know you. But there are people that really, like, dude, there are really people who will tune into my shit every time because they don't like me, but they want to keep up with everything I do. I didn't understand that at first, bro.
That makes no sense.
I'm 5 years in. I can say it now, but I'm not gonna make it seem like it was like that in year 2. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
It was a hard pill for me to swallow, my bro.
Yeah. Nah, I agree, man. I'm digging it, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I love seeing people win, man. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what gender you are. I love seeing people win. But I do especially love it when black people are winning and when black men are winning. So, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. We need more people like you and like me in this world because there's so many messed up people out here, man. So many messed up people.
Just evil, bro.
You're right. Demonic, evil people. Absolutely.
I ain't gonna hold you too long. So
I appreciate you having me, man.
That was a good chop up. Let the people know where they can find you and what you got coming on your channel. Just tune into the 23 period.
For sure, man. So you can find me on IG at Von_Tuff. That's VON_TUFF. You can also, we have a podcast we haven't recorded in a while, but we also have a at Chameleon Love podcast. Again, it's the word chameleon, just like the animal Love podcast on IG. Chameleon Love 5 on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook at Devon Heath, DAVONHEATH, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's also Chameleon Love on YouTube.
Cool. So yeah, I want you to tap in with me after too, because I do want to bring you and your wife in.
Absolutely.
I want to experiment with that, and I think it's better we did it like this because now they'll get to see both frames and stuff. You are and introduced as an individual, and then they get the relationship part. So I just really want people to see two people who really like each other on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's rare in itself, man. You get people, they be on camera, they be all like, I love you, and da-da-da-da. And then they get off camera and they cussing each other out and disrespecting each other. I'm like, nah, that ain't this and this ain't that. We don't play that over here in our household.
Well, you're welcome to my platform. I'm a DM away. You guys like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let us know what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Are we full of shit? Do y'all know everything? Well, what if y'all know everything? Put it in the comments. Let's have a conversation. I'm engaged with all of y'all. Sending peace, love, and positivity to all. And we out.
Peace.
Thank you, my bro.